Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
We got it. Okay. Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
So this week we are both doing K-Cups.
Yes.
I'm going to plug us in one more spot. Go ahead and start with yours.
Mine is a Lipton unsweetened, which I really should have prefaced. It is heavy strong.
Okay.
That unsweetened portion needs to be sweetened. I'm a fan of sweet tea. So, yeah, that one spoonful of sugar should have been 2 or 3. But I'll drink it.
I was a little worried because it was supposed to be iced, and so we put ice cubes in there.
Like 5 ice cubes.
And it melted right through.
But I'm not mad. Adding a little bit of water to something that's that strong. Whoa. So cheer to start off easy.
Woohoo! Appreciate it.
It doesn't show the little symbol when you blow up the font, but
yeah,
it still showcases that they did do it.
Yeah, we still love you. We still appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm plugging us in one more spot, but I will talk about my coffee as I do it. So I have a Krispy Kreme K-Cup. It's just the regular medium. I don't know that I like this. I'm going to give it one more sip.
Because it's Krispy Kreme.
There's like a spice to it.
Like a bad spice?
Yeah. Okay, this got a little cold, but if you want to try it.
Yeah, I got a quick sip.
Don't worry, I only got mono.
Yeah, I got my shots.
What do you think? Get the spice?
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, whoa.
Don't like it.
I'm not a fan of that. And I just don't like coffee, but I'm not a fan of that.
It's weird. I will be honest, this was clearance, and I'm wondering if that's why.
I mean, maybe. Check it. Ooh, we need to check the dates. We never did that.
Yeah, we'll check the dates when we go back downstairs.
That might be why it was on clearance.
Yeah, they were trying to sell it before it was done for. This is what we get for going, ooh, a box of K-Cups for $3?
Yeah, we got like, what was it, 7 boxes total?
Something like that. And we didn't spend more than...
$14?
Yeah, $14, $15, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to let you go off about the second movie. And I think that's where we should start before we go through and talk about the first movie.
Okay, so...
Oh, what's this? That was...
Streaming Rogue Company. I knew it would break. So it says we're going to be streaming Rogue Company, but I'm going to fix that in a minute.
Okay.
But, God, okay, doing things through Streamlabs doesn't work.
Yeah, jerks.
So, the second movie, Midway. We didn't even make it midway through Midway.
We didn't even make it midway through the first half hour.
we didn't even make 10 minutes.
Nope.
We noticed how bad the green screen was, and I was not having any of it. I was like, this is throwing me way the fuck out. The characters were pretty good looking. They were, snappy. They were here. They were hip to it. They felt 40s, they felt good. But the green screen got me, man. As soon as the Japanese attacked the harbor, I was gone. I didn't want to deal with it. So I said, I'm putting a vote in. If you guys want to switch it up, we can switch it up.
Yeah, we immediately pulled the disc. It looked rough. They tried to cover everything with the picturesque look of that era. What we would think everything looked picturesque like back then. Like they had these playing this almost like Topps collector cards at the beginning for the characters on the menu.
Yeah, and I didn't like it.
And that's what they tried to make the entire movie look like. There's a scene right at the beginning where the ship's out to sea. The ship size doesn't look right. You've got these men doing jumping jacks on the ship. It's obvious they're not actually there. I'm not even convinced they were real people with as bad as it all looked.
It looked like they were all scripted or like T-pose that were forced into that state. No, it just did not look good. And then when the attack happened, when main character, oh god, hold on, Edskrin, when him and some lad that was doing the deck swabbing or putting up the chairs, when they were taking a dive, you could see the outline around them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is rough. That is what made me go, I am putting in that boat.
Mhm.
And I'm glad. I mean, the movie's probably not that bad. It's just I didn't want to trudge through.
Yeah, the visuals were just immediately it turned me off from this movie instantly.
It wasn't great.
And so this movie flopped, right? Scroll down for a bit.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit
Should be
more.
right about there. Yeah.
So yes,
Big
yeah.
flop.
Oh yeah.
Well, $100,000, and it's because you went,
$100
hey,
million.
or I'm $100 million, and it's because you went, hey, fuck it, we're just going to shove that all into trying to make it
Pearl Harbor 2.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor 2 with all the CGI. You know what the difference is between this and Pearl Harbor? Pearl Harbor used a real fucking ship.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor used a lot of practical.
Yeah, my brother's dad's in the Navy, or was in the Navy. He's retired now. And they used his ship in that movie while they were stationed at Coronado.
Then the practical effects.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I would have rather rewatched Pearl Harbor than this one, but instead we went with something that I haven't seen that was still a part of the Army motif.
Yeah, we stuck with like the military type of stuff.
A very interesting one.
Brothers with Jake Gyllenhaal and
Tobey Maguire.
Tony Maguire. Spider-Man.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the ending, like 20 minutes of it, kind of threw me through a loop because I was expecting like a major conflict, or
Yeah.
for Natalie Portman's character to make a decision or say something. There wasn't anything as far as that. It was real to life of what would happen in this situation. And also Tobey Maguire did his weird bulgy eye thing, and that throws me through a loop.
Yeah,
as well. I'm not mad at that. It's what Toby does. It's his character.
Now, I enjoyed Gyllenhaal in it. Portman was alright in it. Toby was pretty good in it until he did like the bulgy eye shit and stuff that. Like when he was being more his character and less his acting style, it was killing it pretty good.
Yeah.
What do we got on reviews for this one?
Reviews.
There we go. 63 Rotten Tomatoes, 58 Metacritic, 7.1 out of 10 IMDb, 84 Google users. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking 63.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It's just I don't think I would ever see it again. It was entertaining for the one time. The character flow was good, but once again, I just don't think I'll ever really dig back into it.
I could see seeing it again in the sense that I want to show it to someone who I know likes these kinds of movies. I've got friends that are big into Black Hawk Down, Jarhead, which is a Gyllenhaal movie, and things along those lines. So I could see watching it again to show someone like that. I'll give it a 70. I'll give it a solid 70.
Okay, because I mean, there's the ideology of there are other movies that you could show them, like Hurt Locker, or
Haven't seen that one.
I liked Hurt Locker.
It's the bomb defusal around.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually liked it a lot.
I think I might have seen parts of it and I just didn't finish it. I'll have to sit down and actually do that.
Yeah, well, I'll do that one of these times. But I'm glad we watched this over Midway.
Yeah, I mean, because you could actually feel that care was put into this movie.
Oh yeah.
And then dialogue scenes flowed well. Like the characters felt like they actually knew each other and stuff like that. Like all the scenes with them like working on the kitchen and stuff like that. So
there was no awkward. There was the awkward scenes, but that was because the characters were put in those situations to be awkward, not standing around watching someone else put up weird chairs in a weird green screen.
Yeah. I feel like Metacritic's been a little harsh on this one.
You think so?
A little bit. I feel like 58's a little harsh.
See, user score from them is
8.5.
85. But let's take a quick go.
What's really awkward? The group's asking us, what do we know what's really awkward?
What is really awkward, friend?
The chat. I don't know, I said group.
Group based. Here we go. Brothers tries to delve into how war can tear families apart, but only succeeds in showing how miscasting and melodrama obscure good intentions.
See, I don't agree with that. See, my argument is that it wasn't miscasting because this actually showed us more of what Toby can do. It kind of changed things because we've seen Gyllenhaal as the soldier. Now we're seeing him as the criminal.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was miscasting at all. I think people did pretty well. So I think that 30 is complete bullshit.
Also, thank you, Cross, for the bits.
Oh, bits. And did you expect anything less? I didn't expect anything more. I didn't expect anything less. This is exactly what I expect, and I appreciate it.
We're in this weird stasis right now. But from a user, a flat 0. Unwatchable dreck. Heavy-handed anti-military... No?
It's not heavy-handed anti-military. It's showing the hazards of war.
Yeah, it's just a mental degradation of a person who went off to war, got royally screwed over, and then finally got to go home with that screwed over mentality.
I grew up in a military household, more than just one military person in my life. I've had military people in my life my entire time, and I am non-military. And I have friends that are military. I've got family that are military. And this movie didn't feel like it was attacking them in any way. It didn't feel like it was attacking their profession in any way. If anything, it was showing the dangers that these men can be put through. And I understand how people would be like, well, showing the dangers could be anti-military. And it's like, no, it's just showing the realism of it and maybe why these people deserve more respect than some people give them. Yes,
I concur. It's saying, oh, hey, you go off to war, you're going to come back a miserable wreck.
It's very possible.
Mean, what is war? Is it a skip in the park?
No.
Like, come on now.
I mean, hell, this movie breathes life into some of the stuff that we see for like and comics for what they put the Punisher through.
Oh, dude. Punisher 6 Seconds to Kill.
Mm-hmm.
It literally gets him down to his nitty-gritty of, I have only this much time left. Do I kill as many as I can and take as many with me? Do I try and find a cure? Do I do this, that, the other? Or do I have my weird little mental breakdown that I'm having?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it goes into it.
Yeah.
You showed me, you went to the comic book place recently. Maximum Comics.
Keep talking.
Oh, okay. And you showed me a picture of Punisher Soviet.
They have new business cards, and I'm going to plug them because they're family.
They're technically family to him. And you showed me Punisher Soviet, and I'm super interested. So when a trade comes out of that, I might.
Oh, that was the trade.
Oh, that was the trade?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a thin comic. No.
That was the trade. That's up on the top of the board, above all the new comics.
Woo! So I might
Punisher Soviet, bit bright yellow cover, which I was like, that's interesting to go that direction on a.
Let me see if I can't pull it up.
Soviet one.
I probably can.
While you're pulling it up. Yeah, there you go.
God, your camera is so goddamn good.
This wasn't even me trying. I got the new well, not the newest one, but I got one of the newer iPhones with really good cameras. And so, yeah, you can see where it's like fucked up from the box a little bit.
Yeah. But I do love it. This is one of my favorite artists, Garth Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
He does mostly he works for Max, which is one of the longest runs. I love all of this.
I remembered the cover wrong. It's actually mostly red with yellow because it's the flag behind him.
Yeah, it's the hammer sickle.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing you showed was the thing I have the trade copy for, which is the Vox Machina.
Yeah, this is
Jesus Christ.
I had to send this photo twice because while my phone was great, dead zone. My phone was not getting signal. This is the second volume 2.
Matthew Mercer.
Yeah. I picked up a few things there. I did not pick up either of what we're showing, but I did place my order for TMNT Ronin. Yeah, so I'll have issue 1 when it comes out in September.
Good. I'm hoping it goes into telling you who the fuck it is, just so you're not like,
who is it?
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
We enjoyed Brothers. Don't forget to try to fix our name for the episode.
Oh, it's not the name. It's just what we're streaming.
What we're streaming. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
But let's move on to our other one from last week. 1917.
Holy shit!
Yeah, this movie was awesome.
Okay, so
it just blew me away.
Yeah, we went into it. You had heard through a wrong source that it was all done in one shot,
which I immediately called bullshit on.
You called bullshit, and I was like, I concur. There's no way you can have a almost 2 hour long movie all be one sequential shot. I said, if it is one sequential shot, it's done with minor editing, which we barely saw how it edited, and there was one major cut, and it was when he got. In short, I'm not going to spoil anything for this.
There's an unconscious scene is the best way we can put it.
Yes, there is a knockout scene that showcases, and it goes from day to night, loses a couple hours.
But the directors even come out and said, like, No, it's not one shot. I think their longest take is like 8 minutes and some change, and their shortest is like 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, holy crap. I can see the exact reasoning for
The Oscars.
this, yeah, being nominated for 10, only winning 4 kind of boggles my mind a little bit, but winning those 4.
Especially because I can't think of what else its competition was last year.
Well, for best film, hold on, let's see here.
So won cinematography, visual effects, sound mixing.
How do I see what was best picture?
It's always a pain in the ass looking these things up.
Yeah, it is, but I'm going to find it. So give me like 2 seconds. Holy shit, it starts right off at the bottom. So we're just going to super speed all the way through, go all the way back up. All right, so Ford vs. Ferrari, Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the winner was Parasite.
I didn't see Parasite, but I've heard a lot of good about it.
I've heard a lot of good about it as well. So I can't be too mad if I've heard nothing but good. But there's a lot of good movies here, too.
Yeah, Irishman, I haven't watched yet. You realize it's over 3 hours long?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 3 and some change. Me and Lauren were talking about doing it for a movie night, and we were like, wait a minute. It would have to be the only thing we watch.
That's fine. If honest, because I've watched 12 minutes of it on YouTube.
Okay.
Before I got pulled down. But, I mean, I'll be down to watch.
I do eventually want to see Ford vs. Ferrari, Jojo Rabbit as well. I don't really care about Little Women. Marriage Story, just because I hear what's his name, Kylo Ren is really good in it.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, but you told me about it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you told me about it. I was like, eh.
Yeah,
it's a Tarantino flick up until the last 20 minutes. Then it's really
a Tarantino flick.
Yeah, and I was just like, that explains it all for me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it was good.
But as far as what I've heard, it's a pretty good running.
Yeah, I wasn't the lover of Joker that everyone else was, but I've got a friend that put it in a perspective I like. That is, instead of looking at it as this is
Batman universe,
and it's more think that Gotham, Batman, Joker, all that is in his mind. He's a mental ward patient, and this is all going on in his head. And when someone dies in that universe, he's kind of killing off like a personality. Or
the
something.
bad thoughts. I getcha.
And I was like, I like that. If that's what they were going for, I like that. If that's not what they're going for,
I don't think that's what they were going
Probably
for. But
yeah, 1917 deserves the Oscars it won.
Yeah.
What's its freshness? Do we know?
Oh, I think it was like 90 something. Oop.
Back one.
Oop.
Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Right.
89.
89. Let's see what it got on users. 88.
Wow.
I'm a little bummed.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't throw this in my top 10. This is a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even, I don't mean to spoil it, but even Bandito Cumberbund is in it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. There was no bad actors. There was no bad scenes. It was continuous. There was no real dead time except for maybe 2-3 scenes, but even in those 2 or 3 scenes, we needed the break. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And
I don't agree with the couple of bad reviews I saw right down there at the bottom, like immediately. A technological step forward, several ideological and artistical steps back. It was fucking beautiful.
it was fantastic. The scene where one of the very last scenes, the trailer shot, if you will, of him running down. The reason for him running down.
It's all done.
It's perfect.
There's some great shots too of like the environment and whatnot.
Yeah, of France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the other one here, didn't shrink away from displaying the vivid imagination of the suburban horn dog. He's unwilling to face the imagination of the valorous combatants of 1917.
Didn't he take liberties from an actual person who?
It's his grandfather's memoir.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know everything about that battle and whatnot, so I can't speak for sure. But I don't know. I think people are being a little.
I think they are being a little actual critical.
Oh.
They're putting the word critic in critical.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Be entertained.
I wish I could have seen the movie in theaters.
Oh yeah,
I would have liked to see it on a big screen.
IMAX.
Those. I've never gone to an IMAX movie. IMAX? Well, because for the longest time, the closest IMAX we had one IMAX screen and there was black shit on the screen that you could see through the projection. Like the screen was damaged or dirty. So I never went to an IMAX.
Oh.
And now it's like, everyone talks about how great IMAX is, but the theater I go to doesn't even have an IMAX because it's the reclining seats and all that shit. And they don't do the IMAXs at that.
Red Rock?
Not Red Rock.
Oh, Red Rock has them.
Red Rock's the screen that was damaged.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, I go to the luxury Regal now.
I recall that.
Yeah.
Yes, you did mention that.
Speaking of which, 14 days until theaters reopen. They're doing a bunch of
I don't care if that catches.
They're doing a bunch of they're gonna reshow some of the top movies for like $5 for adults, $3 for kids.
That's not bad.
Yeah, they're doing like 2 of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and they're doing a couple other things. So there's some pretty good ones on that list.
Okay.
Jurassic Park's in there, I think, if I remember correctly.
1, 2.
I think it was 1, 2, and 3. But I don't think it was any of the worlds. I think they went with the original trilogy.
Yeah, I think they were. I think they're gonna try and stick with anything that already lost its what is it, copyright fold.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of going for nostalgia factor now. I know Inception was in there because everyone blew up how great that movie was, and you got to figure there's people that never got to see it in theaters. Are like, I have to have the theater experience.
I saw it in theaters.
I didn't.
And neutral.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of good scenes that play out a little bit better in theaters, but having seen it on Netflix and in theaters, I'm not missing much watching it again on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think people are being a little unfair to 1917. I'm gonna put it about a 90%.
I'd put it at a 90.
The only reason why it doesn't get 100 for me is because while it's a great story, while it's great to look at, it doesn't have that, oh my god, I need to go and show every single person I know thing. You know?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people I'm like, I'm not going to bother showing them this. They're not going to pay attention. They're not going to be interested. It's not up their alley. They won't respect the camera work. Things like that.
If I were to show my mother this, I think she might actually be into this.
Yeah.
Even though she has no interest in war.
If you showed her Knives Out.
I think she'd like, well, I think she'd like it because Jamie Lee Curtis and,
Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe even Evans.
You gotta show her Knives Out. We're trying to get her brother to watch it. He's like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." We're like, "Watch it," and he still hasn't watched it. So next time we go over there, we're gonna force him to watch it.
Okay. Well, I can. Did I leave the Blu-ray here?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I own the Blu-ray.
Oh, that's right. You got the thing.
Yeah, I bought the actual. I wanted to get the collector's edition, but I bought the actual regular Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, this week's movies. We're going to talk about them a little bit, but we're not going to delve into ratings and whatnot. We want to kind of allow him to go in with his own thoughts. We're doing 2 gay movies. And we're doing the dramatic side and the more humorous side. So we're doing The Birdcage, which will actually be the humorous side, which will be the second film. That'll be to cheer us all up before we go home. That way we don't kill ourselves when we get home. And the more dramatic side is going to be Philadelphia. And you've never seen any of these, and you don't really know anything about them, right? All right.
I've heard about Birdcage.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen one scene.
Is it Robin Williams dancing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the scene that goes everywhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Him and Nathan Lane are amazing in it. And for Philadelphia, Tom Hanks kills it. Denzel kills it. Antonio kills it. So. Where do you want to go with news? Do we want to start with video games? We got a lot of games.
I mean, we got a lot of games. Let's go ahead and start hitting them up.
Right.
So, a lot of state of play stuff launched literally today. So it kind of filled up a lot more of our space, if you will. And we got some gameplay from Crash Bandicoot. It's about time. It's about time.
Looks good.
It looks great. They bring in a lot of the old with a lot of new. When we were finishing up with this gameplay overview, Quincy said, and I quote, "This is going to be a big game."
Yeah.
And I agree. It looks like it has a lot of areas. It looks like it has, with all the new powers, each area is going to be very big.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and even the guy from Toys for Bob was saying that a lot of what they're doing is to get you to replay. There's like inverted levels and stuff like that. So
yeah, new modes. Yeah, I
like the color changing things and stuff like that. That looks all pretty cool. Good ways to get me to go back to it. So
let's see if I can't pull up. Oh, and like even show us that spinny spin that like colors up the world.
Yeah,
like that's so pretty.
So, this game's gonna take up a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
And there's even like you get to play as like past villains and stuff for certain things because it's like dimension rifts and stuff like that. So the crocodile character,
Dingo.
yeah, Dingo Dial or whatever his name was, retired from villainy, opened a diner gets destroyed, and
he gets pulled.
Yeah, so nonsense ensues. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll probably get it. I'm feeling it. If they do like a pack where, because I don't have any of the remasters, if they do a pack for the remasters and this, that's a fair price. That's probably what I will do. Had to move my mic. So
as for me, I've never was a fan of Crash. I'll admit this.
I didn't own it growing up, so when
this would be your first cut,
I played it at friends' houses, type of thing. They had 64s. I'd go over there and play. I mean, I had a 64. We just didn't own this one. So when it came out, it wasn't like this huge like when the remasters came out, it wasn't this huge like nostalgia. I need to go back and get it thing. But now that like more light's being breathed into the world, I feel like I owe it to go out and experience it.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Next up on the cut was something that you were also excited for.
Yeah.
Mother freaking Hitman.
Yeah. So Hitman 3, I'm excited. They're calling it World of Assassination, and there's talks that 1 and 2 are going to join into it, like the way 1 joined into 2. But my question is, if I get 3 for my PlayStation to do this VR thing, do I get my 1 and 2 because I owe them on Xbox? Like, how is that going to work out? So,
I hope they don't screw everyone over, but something tells me this one's probably going to be the one that screws you over just because PlayStation, Xbox.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a lot of the PlayStation, Xbox butting heads now thing. I feel like it's all being kind of generated over at PlayStation, almost like they're angry.
A little bit. So, a little bit, not a hell of a lot, but enough.
Oh, you heard about Marvel's Avengers, right? And how they're going to get Spider-Man and a couple other PlayStation exclusive things.
I mean, they already had it. They already had Spider-Man.
Well, no, I mean,
again,
the character will be playable in the Marvel Avenger game.
Yes.
And Xbox people are going to get something else.
Which I'm curious on who.
I don't know. I don't want Master Chief running through the MCU.
It doesn't match. Yeah, no.
MCU. It's not Cinematic Universe, but the...
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. That would be a bit weird, but you're right. You are 100% right. It should not have anything that is Microsoft branded.
Yeah, and whenever you have like big IPs like this, they get split up between 2 companies. It pisses me off.
Oh yeah,
it's always such a mess. Like when they do like Mortal Kombat on the Xbox versus Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation, it's like, oh, PlayStation, they put in like Kratos, stuff like that. That's fine.
PlayStation is throwing a hissy fit at Microsoft because they underestimated the next-gen console and underbuilt a piece of shit and had to burn millions on upgunning it to match Microsoft's next console. You're right.
That's coming from the chat, and I 100% agree.
I agree as well.
I mean, even with their upgrades, it's still falling behind the Series X. Okay,
you have literal PCs that are being built for like about the same exact price, but doing so much more.
Mm-hmm.
That is the bizarre part. You can literally build the same amount of things over the course of time that cost the same amount. You don't need to spend an extravagant amount to build a gaming PC nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, right now, Code PC doesn't really go for much just because of some of his older parts, but that motherboard that's in him, $200. That's the most expensive part, but that's because it's a very extravagant part.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we downgraded to a more simple one. I'll say total, even without the graphic card that he doesn't have, but then again, the motherboard can run certain games, still run you about maybe $700.
Yeah.
Tops. It's interesting to denote that with that $700, you can still play top-of-the-line games, just not at max, sure. Pop in a graphics card, pop in a 660 Ti.
That's the thing, though. So you're saying $700 games, we can play games not at their max, but pretty good.
Yeah.
But then we're looking over at a console that's $500 that I can play the top games at their max.
Sure.
You know, I like the concept that the Series X is kind of like they're kind of going for like we're tired of the constant bickering and trying to outdo each other. We're gonna make the console that kind of just works in general. Like,
I mean, to be
it's
fair,
gonna do what it needs to do.
To be fair, they said that back in the PS3 era, the PS3 / Xbox 360 era. They said that whole thing.
You know,
Literally, he came out and said a console to end console wars.
yeah, but he's not in charge anymore.
No, well, he stepped down, but he still works for him.
I heard he completely left because he's trying to do all the philanthropy stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
He wants to be able to divert all of his time away from, like, no more working.
Okay,
basically.
then
I don't know though. But either way, I'm probably gonna get the Series X. I won't get it at launch.
Oh no.
I do want to get a gaming PC. But even if I get a gaming PC, it's gonna probably be a hell of a project. You know, either it'll be building it from the ground up, you know, as I'm able to afford parts, and hoping that, you know, the parts I've already bought don't immediately go fucking obsolete.
Oh, they won't.
Graphics card is what fucking really bothers me. The prices of graphics cards piss me off. But the other thing would be, you know, buying it through a firm or something like that, where you make the payments and whatnot.
Yeah, doing a like what is it called? iBuyPower or CyberPower PC. Sure.
Yeah. So
that's where I got Aurora. Aurora works perfect.
But even now, I mean, it's to the point now that if I get a console, I'd have to make payments on it. Yeah. So either way, I'm making payments on something.
Now, this one caught our attention a little bit. It is called Hood, Outlaws and Legends. It's from Focus, which we've got a lot from. It's super brutal. It's got a lot of character class choosing type of thing. I like it because it's basically Robin Hood's Merry Men versus Robin Hood's Barry Ben. Because it's basically two good factions trying to steal back from the rich or what was taken by the state, and there's two good sides trying to do it. And it, frankly, if you're working together, just split the take. But okay, whatever. You know, it's one of those whole you're fighting for the same cause, but you're just wanting more for yourself. I get it.
It looks interesting. We got a little bit of gameplay, not a lot. It's coming up.
Yeah, here we go. Doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I would like to have gotten more from the trailer.
Yeah,
the trailer showed us stuff. It didn't really tell us much.
I'm just glad that they're finally showing us some things.
Yeah. And I'm glad that it wasn't just a cinematic trailer. So that's set for 2021 though.
Yeah. This one I saw earlier. I didn't pop it up for you just because. Just gonna say simply, it looks like another style of Fable game where you go from point A to point B, visit area, do quest, get a new weapon,
change the date on your Xbox so that you can make all the gold from the rent.
Sure. I'm sure they'll have that. Yeah, you can see that like there's a chest out in the middle of nowhere just chilling out there. It just seems so cliche at this point. I am interested just because, well, I'm a sucker for these types of games. The halfway Souls-like now that just hack and slash, keep pressing the attack button until the thing in front of you is dead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which I find it interesting how much that you like that playstyle, but you get burnt out on Batman or God of War, things like that.
I don't know. There's certain games that do it for me. There are just certain genres that hold me in and keep me in. I guess it's more the story for certain things. Because Batman, I've heard it all. Yeah. Well, the majority of.
Yeah. I mean, other than a couple decisions in Arkham Knight, I thought this was one of the best Batman stories we'd gotten. As for God of War, I really enjoyed the story, but I haven't finished all the games.
I did 1 and 2, and I
think I'm on 3.
Yeah, I did 1 and 2, and I considered myself fine. I had Chains of Olympus started up, and I was like, it's the same shit.
I think technically the one I'm doing is not called number 3. It's next chronologically.
Gotcha.
So,
well, the 2018 one I still want to go through just because that one actually looks interesting.
Changed what they were doing for once.
Yeah, boy. I need you to go give me my axe, boy.
I mean, Godfall doesn't really speak to me personally.
No, I mean it does and it doesn't. Like I want to see a little bit more. Like I've seen this whole entire thing. I love the armors. Like they all have their nice look. I'm glad that they have classes, but I don't know. I feel like I want more from this. I don't feel like this shows me everything I want to know.
I mean, it looked a lot about like a lot of fight across a bridge to go fight in a circular room to fight across a bridge to fight in a circular room.
Yeah,
and
I want more story.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not seeing anything story elements. I mean, great, you showed us all the different battling. That's fine, but we need story. We need substance. That's why I get a little burnt out on some of the MMOs that are out there. Like I get that they're like, we're story heavy. No, it's a lot of me doing meaningless tasks and then you talk to me for 5 minutes. But okay.
Now, I like the look of Control. I got it for free.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played it.
And when I played it, I just didn't like the playstyle. I could see some people liking it. The expansion 2 is called Awe, and I was kind of frustrated when I heard that the first expansion was not called Shock.
Shock and awe.
Yeah.
Real quick, chat's talking to us.
Well, see, that's the problem with a lot of games. When a bad release can basically bankrupt your company due to the cost of development anymore, and if you don't make a return, a lot try to go for just going with what already works. It's usually how it's presented and the effort put in, as well as a bit of experimentation. Combat everyone can do, it's just what's between it. That's fair.
Well, it's like, look over at what Focus did with Vampire.
Vampire.
Because that was the game where they said, if this doesn't work, we're done. If this does work, though, we've got so much more we want to do. And luckily it worked, and they went on to do Plague Tale, which I've played, and I haven't finished, but it is enjoyable. I prefer Vampire. And now they've got the new one we were looking at that's kind of the Robin Hoodie type of thing. And there's been a few other Focus games out there that we've kind of glanced at. But
they're working on a lot of projects.
They put everything on the line to do Vampire, and while the load screens were a little long and got a little buggy at times, the story, the mechanics, everything they did was just so fucking great that it worked. Like, and the game made money, and they were able to continue their company. The problem is I don't feel their new games are getting that same level of nurture. Maybe Plague Tale did in the story aspects, but not so much the game mechanics. It's a lot of just throwing shit.
I can see that. But Control's getting its new expansion.
Yeah, it's Awe. Are you gonna get the expansions?
I don't think I'm gonna touch the expansions.
Didn't like the game.
I haven't even gotten halfway through the game. I got it for free, and I don't feel like digging through it. Like there's a whole bunch of other free games that I'm digging through right now that I'm having more fun with, which is strange. But I did like the look of the trailer. It was a little loud, but the trailer made the game look a little more fight or flighty, you know, had that actual tension. Not my cut. Genshin Impact, another JRPG with some Breath of the Wild style animation. I like the look of it. I'm always down for a JRPG if I can get some time to play them. If I don't ever get a chance to really play them, I don't really dig my mind into it.
Really does look like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and I mean, some of it looks like
push those poor little globby things off a cliff.
Yeah, they're monsters. They're considered monsters. They will be called monsters.
Poor little globby things.
Game development is like being a DM. There's a lot of tropes, and going out in the unknown can be a bit risky. There's also a constant battle of we need to make money, but we also want to do something we're passionate about. You are very much correct. That is why that's why they're kind of changing a lot of the D&D stuff. Like, I don't know if you heard, but things such as human, elf, dwarf are no longer going to be labeled as races.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, they are no longer going to be subjected as race. They want to get rid of race.
What is it then?
They're just basically going to just call them like who you are. They don't want to subjugate the word race or have anything around that ideology. They will say you can build whatever you want. You can build whatever you want. You can have your elf have all of the traits of a dwarf. But
D&D's gonna fall apart. It's not gonna function right now.
It's very strange.
It was never about deciding a race was better than another or anything like that. It was
just
always about functionality and making the game work.
Yeah.
And now you're taking out all...
It's gonna bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still going to work, but not to the level they're wanting it to, just because I have a short person that has a tall person stat. It's gonna be weird, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm
such as
3'2" and I can carry 900,000 pounds.
I mean, that's what dwarves can do, but okay.
Their carrying weight's not more than a Goliath.
You're right. They don't have powerful build, but if you
but now you can say they do.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If a dwarf could have powerful build, that would be very strange, considering it's supposed to be for the bigger people. But if they can take powerful build, they'll probably do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I hope they figure something out.
I already thought it was weird when they went, nothing's inherently evil anymore, and I'm like, it's a floating eyeball with tentacles. It's evil. The holders are evil.
I got a whole thing on that.
Moving on. We'll continue with the news.
Another JRPG. Cool. Good. Looks great. I don't think I'm going to be getting it because it's PlayStation 5 exclusive. I think I'm going to let the PlayStation 5 go.
Really a console that if I get it, it'll be because of Miles and whatever Spider-Man game comes after that. But I ain't getting it at launch. I ain't getting Miles at launch. It'll be way down the line. A really nice looking game that kind of gives me Shadow of the Colossus vibes. A little bit.
I do enjoy what this is. Like you can track creatures using these flaming footprints. You got this nice Sin City style architecture. I just love all of this.
The diamond snapping thing kind of reminds me of the most recent Final Fantasy.
A little bit. Like
chronologically, number wise, not the remake.
15.
Yeah.
I enjoy this entire look.
The bird's interesting too because you got a pet bird, you get to see it up close and stuff, and
yeah,
that was all kind of interesting.
I mean, I'm just hoping that this plays well and it acts well. I don't think I'm gonna get it because once again, PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5.
I just need story because that was one of the things with Shadow of the Colossus. Like, I understood we were there to save a girl.
Yep, but you had nothing.
That was it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that probably frustrated you.
Yeah, after a while, it's like I'm out fucking killing things that some of them seem evil, others don't.
No,
and I have no reason to be doing this.
Yep.
Other than some chick that probably means something to my character, but means nothing to me because you have not told me what she means to me.
You're right, but then at the very end, you figure it all out. But it takes you a couple hours just to get to that very end. I get you.
Yeah, and the fact that the remaster still had the same glitches. Laziness.
Yeah. Now chat just said, "Oh yes, my Luxodon can hide when lightly obscured." How? Hold on, Gloomstalker.
Okay.
I mean,
hey, I got stuff for this one.
Okay, you got this one. I like this game. I never finished it.
I didn't finish it either.
I really should go back. It was very good. It was very wholesome. I just never had a chance to finish it.
For the listeners, we're talking about Braid.
We're talking about Braid.
So Braid's getting an anniversary edition. They're set 2021. They don't have an zoned-in release date yet. Yeah. It will include a higher resolution visuals and in-depth developer commentary. About it, but basically the in-depth developer commentary. He was like, I really want you guys to understand all my thoughts on this, what each little thing that I put in the game and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, I'm all for it. But I don't it says is that they higher resolution and visuals. It looks the same to me.
I mean, it can look the same.
But it looked good before.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it even showcases.
Yeah, they're showing it.
It's very slight. You can now see the actual oil paintbrush slides, all this, that. I can agree. There's here's and there's, but with the here's, the there's actually shine.
And some of the things I don't like back it up just a little bit. A little bit more. This right here, I like the way the wall in the background looks better in 2008 than it does in 2021.
neutral. Like there are a few. As I said, it's here's and there's. It's the ideology of if we make it look better and people want this on their current gen consoles or current generation, like Diablo 1 is now available on GOG to be played on current gen console or computers. I'm like, that's fucking amazing. $10 gets you the game and I believe the expansion.
I swear I have that disc. Either 1 or 2 is around here somewhere.
Well, if it's 2, I would like to take it home.
If I can ever find it.
Shit. So basically, it's like Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, virtually indistinguishable except for some better textures on the character models. Yes and no. This looks like it also has a remastered audio, so music and sound.
Yeah.
As well as the commentary, which you don't really get with the Final Fantasy VIII Remastered.
Yeah, the commentary I think is gonna be really nice. I mean, I don't know why it's not a bigger thing in games because it's like the From Russia with Love game.
Okay.
James Bond. You unlock clips of Sean Connery in the recording booth when you like do well enough on a level.
Oh.
And like you get to go and watch him recording the lines for the game, and you get to like see them going over script stuff and things like that. That shit was awesome. I want more of that. I've never understood why the special content on this is that you get to get the soundtrack for free. Like, I mean, if I like the game soundtrack, that's great, but I would also be willing to pay the $9 for an album, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
if it makes me like it that much, I'll go out of my way to get it.
Yeah.
That remaster was a spit in my face. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII itself, I had on the PS1. I had all those discs, and I liked it on the PS1, and it should have stayed on the PS1. That's my opinion. That's my take on Final Fantasy VIII. I was not a big fan of Final Fantasy VIII.
I didn't play it.
I prefer Tactics. I prefer original Tactics and Tactics Advanced. I prefer 12. I prefer 10, not 10-2. I prefer, like, the ones that give you the story straight out.
I like 15.
15 I didn't mind. The only problem I had with it was it was just a lot of moving around.
Well, you didn't like the freedom, you wanted the turn-based still?
I mean, yes and no.
World of Final Fantasy.
Now, see, I have it. I have that. I haven't had a chance to dig through that. So that there's a pin in that. There's a pin in that. Also, what up, Frog? But there is a cut. There's a huge cut as far as remasters right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are good ones, such as, we'll say, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
You have the remaster, and then you have just the HD. Remake.
Yeah.
Which, both are good. There's no problem between them.
Kind of like you have the HD of Resident Evil 1, but you have the remaster of Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Correct.
And 2 and 3, I think, is the way to go on these things.
And even if they just did re-renderings, just bumped up how they did with Resident Evil 1, way back in the day.
It was enjoyable, but knowing that there's a better out there, I will say the remaster of 2 and 3 is a better. Knowing there's a better out there, give me that.
You would. And I mean, I would love the way that they're handling it right now for Code Veronica. They do that, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
You will get me back in that one.
And even so, like with them doing the visual remastering on Braid, it's not a thing that's going to make or break me buying the game. Yeah. Honestly, the commentary is what makes me want to buy the game.
Yeah, and
the question is, how much are you charging me for that commentary?
I'm going to assume, seeing as the game was only $10, I'm sure that this would follow suit and stick with 10. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to go out of their way and say that, it'll be $30. No, they're probably going to keep it
10 to 15.
10-15. They're not going to throw a almost 20-year game or 12-year game. I'm sorry.
It'll be 13 when it comes out.
13 when it comes out. 13-year-old game with enough rendering.
Which is a weird anniversary mark to go with for your anniversary edition.
I mean, yeah. Eric Bischoff came back after 24.
Oh, I was going to talk about that later, you bitch.
But even still,
yeah. So Braid Anniversary Edition next year. It was state of play, so we can assume PlayStation. I don't know if we'll get an Xbox release.
Probably. I don't see
why the game's on Xbox.
Honestly, I don't think. I think they're just showing it here just as a exclusive look, but I think it's gonna.
Is it on Xbox?
Uh-huh.
The original?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's gonna bubble it over.
Probably.
So you want to see the weirdest game that the state of play had?
Well, the State of Play had, yes, I'll agree with Weirdest Game on that.
Boop. So when we started watching it,
This image.
yeah,
This is why you gotta tune into the live and not just listen to our audio.
yeah, it's like weird sock puppets that are talking about bugs, and they want to eat them, they want to capture them, they want to... It's very indescript, but this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and I can tell you this one for free, I am not going to get this game if I ever get a PlayStation 5. Like, I can see the appeal for young people.
Yeah, it's definitely not for a younger audience.
This is not for people like me.
I think the idea is to try to tell people, oh, that insanely overpriced console we're selling you that barely does anything, your kids can play it too, not just you.
Yeah, and it's got some... I heard a couple good voice actors in this, so they put in the time and effort to make sure that they have the voices to back them up. It's just it's
a weird food bug hunting game by weird sock puppet looking things.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It is called Bug Snacks.
Okay.
No, see, I'm all good. Like, if a company is having a hard time and is like, we're increasing the price because we need some help, like, I'd totally be down for going for that and still buying something I enjoyed. But yeah, if it's at a grade of it, yeah.
Yeah, so on that note, like, if a company is like, oh, we're in a bad spot, we need some money, I could do it.
Motherfucking Rune Factory. I haven't heard that shit in a while. But also, so a little bit of a side note, Harvest Moon is still being made. It's just under a different name because Natsume owns the name Harvest Moon, and they're still making games under the Harvest Moon name, but it's no longer called that. The original developers, I can't recall, but they are still working under the Friends of Mineral Town. They've just made a game for the Switch not too long ago. So if you have a Switch, they have a Friends of Mineral Town game style that works on the Switch right now. Here, I'll actually...
If you have a Switch, send it to me and I'll spend the next couple months making sure it works right.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. So the Story of Seasons set is what you're going to be looking for as far as if you're wanting an old school Harvest Moon in today's graphics.
Yeah, I mean, but even these, like, being, because they brought them up in relation to, like, you know, the kid game comment.
Yes.
Even these being for kids, like, it's still high quality looking.
Oh yeah.
You know,
like, here, hold on, let's see. Let's look at the launch
The
trailer.
other one was literally just floppy mouse.
Like, as far as what a Harvest Moon game is, you still have your weird little chibi sprites. They have never changed that style. Why would you change something that, you know, somewhat works? You have the grid placements, you water in a 3x3 grid, you plant in a 3x3 grid. There's no change. Everything is as it was. It's just...
Is this like Animal Crossing?
No.
Okay, I didn't play either one of these, so...
No, this is more for like heavy farming. It's a lot harder.
So it's like
than
Farmville.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's a lot more harder than Stardew Valley. If you ever touched
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah, that's
this one's a little bit more difficult in my opinion.
Did you see the guy that advanced the time on a Stardew Valley game by like 20 years to see what happened if you didn't cut anything down or anything like that for 20 years? It all like basically overgrown. He had to cut his way out of his shack.
Jesus. But even still, good stuff. Aeon Must Die. Very interesting art style. Beautiful music.
Mm-hmm.
I will always be down for like this hyper vaporwave. It does sound a little Carpenter Brute. I think maybe Carpenter Brute might have wrote something for this. I just fucking love this look.
Now, my problem was it didn't tell us anything. Like
goes. But
I
you're right.
also don't know, is this cinematic? Is this gameplay?
It looks like it has a little bit of gameplay with the little brawler scene earlier on this one here. But I don't know what it's about.
It's a little tough to tell.
It's a little.
All we know is that someone must die, and we're very possibly playing that person.
Or we're not playing that person, but we gotta kill that person.
Which would be a better story.
Me, Aeon. I must die.
Yeah.
Because I gotta survive. But that one's coming out soon. Spelunky 2.
Hey,
So
I got stuff on this.
I fucking love Spelunky.
So I didn't play the first one, but like a quick little passing type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So Spelunky 2. September 15th. We got there's a whole new trailer. Go out and check that out for sure. So they talk that bringing fans back to the world was a great thing for old players, but they also want stuff for new people and to also kind of advance things. So players can group up online to play together and spread the experience. Also, it shows off new locations in the trailer, including an outer space, a beehive, and a hell-like dungeon. In these areas, players can encounter new characters and build an in-game family of explorers. The sequel boasts a host of new features like levers to interact with the world, rabid turkeys, and a new way to shop.
I wasn't aware they were rabid.
Yeah. There's other new features in this as well, like a walrus in a dress at one point.
Spelunky was never a normal game.
Yeah, but those are the important things. Players can also use a bunch of new items, like a clone gun, which clones whatever is in front of you, including sacrifices and healing components, like the dog. Being Spelunky, they promise plenty of surprises to discover when Mossmouth and Bitworks releases Spelunky 2 in September. It will be on Steam as well as PlayStation.
Cool. Chat mentions again, waiting on Rune Factory 5, waiting on the next Suikoden, Star Ocean, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank.
The new Ratchet and Clank is happening. We've already got trailers for that.
Yeah, we already mentioned that 2 weeks ago?
It was a little more than that.
It was a little bit longer than that.
I don't think we were live yet.
Was it really that long ago?
I think so.
Oh. What did we just get a trailer on? The one where he was flying through the portals.
Oh, you know what? Was that when we were live? Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
trailer because it's kind of funny that it almost works with the whole Crash Bandicoot thing.
Yeah.
It's a very dimension hopping type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
As for Star Ocean, I wouldn't put it past them. Suikoden, we're never gonna get. We are never gonna get a Suikoden. Rune Factory, have no clue. I haven't been following Rune Factory since, ever actually. I as soon as they were here, I was playing them. Jak and Daxter, I think they're done. Yeah,
there hasn't been a new Jak and Daxter game in years. Where is there? It is. Continue. Sorry.
But I think most of those are good and finalized as far as what their plans are. And then lastly, for the state of play, something that was already announced for the Oculus/PC area, moving over to the PlayStation VR. And that is a start of the Star Wars VR series, which is Vader Immortal.
If this is a fair price, because it was only $10 over on the Oculus, if it's still $10, or if it's more than just Vader Immortal and then more than $10, I'm fucking getting it. And we're gonna do some fucking VR streaming.
Okay.
I honestly have no idea how to stream from my PlayStation, but we'll figure it out.
I can figure that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
There's YouTube videos, even if it isn't.
Well, okay, plug that cable right there into the back of that, and then
Gotcha.
the other side into your TV.
Well, I was just saying because, like, with the Xbox, you just launched the stream straight from the Xbox.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure how to do it on PlayStation. Or how to do it with a fucking... You know, I never even considered, like, there's going to be a whole other element there with doing the VR. Interesting.
Yeah. But even still, comes out August 25th. So
sweet. Not
soon.
Too far away.
Just very soon. Speaking of soon, or do you want to do any of yours?
Well, I've got... So I got the Blizzard thing.
Blizzard?
Yeah, we'll hit that real quick.
Oh.
So, last month, streamer Byron Reckful Bernstein passed away after committing suicide. I don't know the full details on that, but I know that he was a very big streamer, especially for World of Warcraft. and that players turned out, and that they did a whole thing for him and the Cathedral of Light. Now Blizzard, for once, I don't, what I know about Blizzard hasn't been a lot of good news. So this was nice hearing something nice from Blizzard.
Same.
They have gone through and put an NPC rogue trainer named Reckful there, and he's got a couple things that he does. Like he has a line that says, "I don't train assassination rogues." So that's a nice little memorial thing for him there to immortalize him in the game. Now, there's also a reference to a skill with the Wraith and the Lion King, according to the World of Warcraft website, Wowhead. So, some nice little things for him.
Good.
I do have the list for the next tab you have. I have the list with all the details on that.
Okay. So.
Game Pass games!
Game Pass games. So, what's leaving?
Oh, what you want me to start with? What's leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't have that.
Okay, so what's leaving doesn't leave until the 14th.
Okay.
Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Didn't that just pop on like 2 months ago?
No, I think what you're thinking is another Devil May Cry left about 2 months ago.
Oh, right. DMC did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross even still.
Kingdom Come Deliverance, leaving both console and PC.
That's fine.
Space Hulk Tactics is leaving PC.
That's fine.
Where the Weather Tastes Like Wine is, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is leaving PC. And Yoko's Island Express is leaving console and PC. Those are all leaving on the 14th.
Okay, no tears shed.
No, I mean, Devil May Cry kind of sucks, but I wouldn't start with 5 anyways because I've never played any of them. So it's like, I'm not really losing anything there. What's coming? You have up an image for us.
Dude.
So Darksiders Genesis. I haven't played any of the Darksiders.
Okay.
How far into this is this?
This is the 4th and final.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3 are all hack and slashers, while this one is more of an isometric hack and slasher.
Interesting.
Yeah, all the first 3 you can spin the camera around, do interesting things, while this one's focused camera.
Gotcha.
I haven't gone through 3 yet, so Genesis is probably a little bit of ways.
I think I have 1, maybe 2, because they gave them to me at some point.
I would say so. THQ did give a lot of these out during a very short period of time, so I wouldn't be surprised if you have 1 and 2. The what do they call it? War Mastered Edition.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I liked 1. 1 was probably a really good staple. Very cheesy story as far as a hack and slasher goes.
Mm-hmm.
But the combat is what really held me down.
Gotcha.
Dark Pictures, Minima Dawn, also made by the...
Really quick, so almost everything on this image except 1 game all came out today. So these are available right now except that Final Fantasy one down there.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead. What you were saying?
Minima Dawn, made by the people who did Until Dawn.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty much the main reason I want to play this.
I watched someone else play this just because I had played Until Dawn, and I just found it to be campy, corny, and cheesy. The one person that died by bullshit, and I was like,
yeah, you rage quit.
Yeah, I didn't rage quit. I finished it. It was bullshit.
Now, I've played it a little bit. I was doing a thing though where I had some friends coming over, and I was gonna let them make the choices because I already had watched all the outcomes.
Mm.
And so I was gonna let them make choices. Let me tell you, they were making some bad fucking choices right off the bat. But then they moved, and so now I just never finished actually playing it.
But this one, it's not bad.
No,
it's just it feels like it's a very short story. It lurks below a nice little. Have you ever played Terraria?
Yeah, briefly, 5 seconds.
This is basically Terraria.
Yeah, that's not gonna really sell me on the game.
Xeno Crisis, which is similar to Smash TV of old NES days.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. Trailmakers, make your own car, plane, insert thing that will move here. You get to use that. It's basically Legos, but in a more 3D safe environment.
Okay.
And then Undermine, which is a Zelda-like, where it gives you a lot more freedom and maneuverability with very, very pretty visuals. Almost Enter the Gungeon style visuals as far as like color and contrast. I might go into Undermine and maybe Trailmakers. Maybe. We'll see.
And then the big one on there. It was funny because we were talking about it earlier.
Final Fantasy?
So Final Fantasy 7 HD. That doesn't hit till the 13th.
So, okay, wait, I thought that was the next week. I like Final Fantasy 7. It's not one of my favorites. Will I go through it again? I mean, I guess I can. It's not going to be that big of a game to go through. I already know most of the ins and outs of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to really do with it.
Then as you go down, they talk about some of the
new perks.
Yeah, new perks, and then there's also a DLC we got for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, the Desolation. Yeah, Desolation.
So, and then we got, I think, one more game news. Let me double check what I got here. Not game.
Oh, we got
not a game.
We got a game.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying for the last one up there. I'll make sure.
Oh.
Yep. Nope. Okay, that's it for gaming news. Why don't you finish that one?
Boop.
Battletoads.
Yeah, I brought up the Wikipedia page because I was just having a hard time finding it.
Yeah. So there's a trailer out. It's on Xbox. It's on YouTube. There's gameplay out. We knew this was coming.
There we go.
I personally don't care for the art style, but the game seems fun. There are all kinds of different game modes. The regular beat 'em up. You got the freaking bikes. You've got a spaceship fighting one. You've got a like grinding and like dodging shit one. There's all kinds of different things. I would have preferred it if they had gone with the Killer Instinct full-on graphics that we got for was it Rash or was it Pimple that's in Killer Instinct?
Rash.
I would have liked that, but they went cartoony and whatnot. It's fun. The best part is it's coming to Game Pass when it comes out.
Yep.
So we can play it when it comes out.
Yep.
That's about it.
What about it?
I'll play it when it comes out. I'm just not excited about the art.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll grow on me once I actually start to play the game.
Maybe. Close out of that. Close out of that. Whoop.
Shoes.
But shoe news. So, Quincy's a huge fan of Spider-Man.
Yep. I'm wearing a Carnage shirt right now.
Yeah. And these kind of give off a little bit of the vibe. I don't know. Is there a... I think this is supposed to be for Miles and his overly neon nature.
Maybe, yeah.
From
what I understand, this is the first in a line that someone's doing.
Yes.
And so it says Spidey on one, Sense on the other. It's got like POW and stuff on the bottom of the shoe. And on the inside, you've got Spider-Man's head with the
spider sense
going off. And then you got like a kind of a spider on the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe like the neonish that you get, you know, all the like neon bright colors you get from Miles doing the spray painting and, you know, his different kind of art. Go back up real quick. A little bit more. Right here. It's on top of a fucking newspaper like it's a Daily Bugle. It can't be a Daily Bugle because it says Daily Last, but I like the concept. I like what they're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't wear these unless I was getting them to do running or to do basketball and things like that. Based off the hoodie he's wearing too, I'm kind of getting maybe a Miles. It's not Miles' style. It's not Peter's style. I mean, technically it's Ben Reilly's style because it's a hoodie with the cut-off sleeves.
Yeah.
But it's not Ben's logo and whatnot.
No.
So
it's
a new take on everything.
Yeah.
I like it. This is his first of many shoes he's gonna be doing, but I think this is the only one that's planned to be crossover for now. Probably more in the future.
For $100.
$100, which is actually not that bad.
No. For on the 28th.
Yeah, so these are the Marvel Cross Adidas DON issue 2 Spidey Sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm neutral when it comes to Mr. Blevins, Tyler Blevins, also known as Ninja. But his Adidas don't look that bad. They're a little rounded, but I'm not
rounded. You know what I think the weirdest thing is?
What's that?
Is they almost exactly meet the edge of the rubber at the bottom. Go back up to that first photo. You really see it in that one, and then you've got the fact that the tip of the shoe goes over it. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird
how the entire shoe is like almost like a solid thing. Yeah, I don't really have anything. I don't watch his streams. But I don't got anything against Ninja.
No, they you want to know what these look like to me? Bowling shoes.
Holy shit, they do. So they look like bowling shoes. But we like the inside pattern.
Oh yeah, the inside pattern then looks a little bit like mechanics. I think right here.
Circuit boards.
There we go. Yeah, it looks like someone put in a little bit of a motherboard there, and it looks somewhat interesting.
And it just very slightly says Ninja on the other side. It's a very simple shoe.
And then on the other one, it has the Ninja insignia.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do we have a release date on these? And again, thank you, Sneaker News, for having all this.
August 19th, so 2 weeks.
But we don't have a price yet, so.
No.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. What I love is that doesn't come up, so they just see your mouse floating over here as we're checking the calendar. Yeah. And then we got some things we're kind of revisiting. Yeah. So, not that. This. So we had talked about these. We actually have pictures. So the Vans Simpsons are out.
And they look good.
I would not wear these, but I wouldn't mind owning these. Just as like the collection. Like it's got the Modern Family versus like the original Tracy Ullman. One. Yeah, when it was on Tracy Ullman's show. Then they've got the slip-ons that have like a fuck ton of the characters.
Almost all of them from the look of it. Like there's a lot. All the major ones.
You got Lou the Cop. You got Apu. You got Grandpa. Wow. So you got the creepy twins, whose names I never remember.
Chalmer.
Yeah. There's a Skinner.
Aurora Borealis in this time of day in your kitchen.
And then we've got some clothing as well as a Lisa shoe. I like that Lisa got her own shoe, and it's Lisa Simpson for president for the clothing and the shoe. There's one piece of item in this Vans collection that I can't believe they did.
Moe's Tavern.
I would probably wear these.
The Moe's Tavern?
Yeah.
And
they're loud. They are very loud.
These ones are fucking bowling shoes.
I would still wear these.
That's fine.
You can't wear them at bowling alley, but I would still wear these.
Oh yeah. All right. Let me pull that up. There we go. Bartman.
I like the freaking Alberto Bartman and whatnot. I like that. The hat's kind of cool too.
Mr. Plow.
Oh, the Mr. Plow ones are kind of nice. It's got the Mr. Plow thing, like the estate since 1989 on the inside.
I would wear these.
These are nice.
These I would wear.
Itchy and scratchy. Those are kind of cool. Yeah. I don't really like the laces. I would change the laces. Oh my god.
Marge and her sisters with their
apparently scruffy ass legs. But their hair is like a different material, so it's like almost like there's carpet on their shoes.
Oh yeah.
I'm spacing on their names. Patty and Selma.
Yes, I was about to say Selma and something else.
I don't like these.
The donut flip flops.
I don't like flip flops. Is the main thing.
And then the OG shirt and shoe. I like that. Cool. And then you have the checker button up.
It's almost like a vinyl jacket?
Windbreaker?
Yeah, something like that.
My Akajo windbreaker.
I kind of like that shirt.
A button up that has the original family's heads as the little tiny.
Yeah.
Nice
sweater.
Nice little hoodie.
With the off the wall on the sleeve.
Off the wall on the sleeve. And
I think you're about to see the item I can't believe they made. Yep. There's a fucking fanny pack.
There's a fanny pack.
In 2020, Vans made a fanny pack. Oh, I like the backpack.
I like the backpack too. And then, that's a skull and crossbones with Bart as the skull.
That's interesting. I like it. Then T-shirt with the skull and crossbones all over it.
Yeah. And then,
okay, that one's pretty cool. Hardy equals Tardy.
What is his name?
Otto, the bus driver.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool shirt. And it's tie-dye.
Yeah.
El Barto, with spray painting and whatnot. Ooh, they got socks. I like the socks next. Those are cool. Checkered socks with the family on them.
Cool. And then
regular
booty ankles.
Lauren would wear those.
Yeah. And then Lisa's eyes.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of different Lisa eyeballs.
Alberto, and then
shoes. They've got the skull Bart on the shoes too.
I like that.
And El Barto backpack.
Holy shit!
More Lisa for president stuff. Lisa's eyes on the backpack. They went hard on this.
They did.
So there's a lot of stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more on their website.
Probably.
So go ahead.
I do believe this is out now.
Yes.
I really want those shoes, the Moe's ones. No, they come out tomorrow.
Oh.
So make sure you're checking the Vans website and the Vans stores.
Yes. Oh, and I mean everywhere else here, such as
Tilly's, Journeys, Puxon, Urban Outfitter, Nordstrom, and SSENSE. I don't know what that one is. Sense? I don't know that one.
Suspense?
Never heard of that one.
I don't know.
Journey is the one that did the deal for my original Marvel Vans. Long ago.
Oh yeah, I remember. They're over in the Meadows Mall.
No. I went to one of the outlets originally, and then I actually had to go to Town Square.
Oh.
Because the outlet, when I went for my second one, the outlet didn't have them, which was weird because the regular store did and the outlet didn't. The outlet's supposed to have all the overflow.
Okay. I just noticed the title. What's so bad about Midway? We got about 10 minutes in. We couldn't watch the rest of that movie.
They literally CGI'd over everything to try to give it a picturesque era look, and it just ruins it. You can actually see the outlines of the people running against the green screens.
It was bad.
Everything in that movie is just touched up, and it really takes you out of it. You can't really look at it.
Yeah, I'm the one who started the vote.
Yeah, it was his movie picks, and he's actually the one who was like, I'm fucking done with this 10 minutes in. So, we didn't even get to really experience whether or not the acting was good or bad from Nick Jonas and all that.
Yeah.
We saw him for a couple of minutes in one of the planes as it was getting ready to land. But there's a scene where right at the beginning where you've got all these men doing jumping jacks on an aircraft carrier, and first of all, the carrier looks like a damn toy based off the size of the people. Like they did not do perspective well at all.
No.
Second of all, I'm not even entirely sure those were real people.
Yeah, it's supposed to hold over 100,000 people at maximum capacity, like at little elbow to elbow, everyone there, and you had maybe
tiny. It looked like you'd be lucky if you could fit a couple of planes on there.
Maybe 80 people tops on the front because it looked like they were taking up that much space.
Yeah,
I was like, that's not how that's supposed to look. But it doesn't matter. We canceled out of it. We went and saw Brothers.
Yeah, we watched Brothers instead.
Yeah.
So you could pull up that one.
What?
Oh, the movie. I thought you were busting the battle. Oh.
No.
We're talking the movie. Yeah.
Oh, this?
Yeah. So, the Living Dead novel, George A. Romero and Daniel Cross. So, Romero was writing a book that was essentially going to join, because his movies are all in one universe. This was going to kind of flush some of that out. And he was about a third of the way through it when he passed away. So Daniel Cross met Romero once at a horror convention in 2006, before he would go on to die from lung cancer. And then now he's made it his goal to finish this book. He's already a published author. He has several children's books out there. All of them kind of center around kind of a zombie concept. And he's going to help him, in a sense, release his book. He says that he sat down and watched the things that inspired Romero leading up to this. He watched Romero's movies. He read through Romero's scripts to make sure the bit of writing he does here to finish this feels like Romero. He says it starts with Romero, ends with Romero, and has Romero throughout. Plus, he points out something really good. What is the odds that we could have done this? The zombie book from the Zombie Master is coming out postmortem. He's releasing a book from the grave.
That's fine.
So this is a really, really awesome thing that's going to happen here. And I will actually probably get the Audible version of it when it comes out.
Okay. I mean, I still need to go through the movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen, I think, all but maybe one of them. So I'm pretty up on all that. My last couple things here, we don't have images for because they're just pretty quick things. So Nia DaCosta, the director, she just directed the new Candyman.
Okay, yeah.
That hasn't been able to release yet, sadly. She has been named the director for Captain Marvel 2. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm glad.
And the old director's like, hey, take it further, farther, faster. Go for it. He's passing the torch very well. Then we got Comedy Central's doing some big moves. We had talked that they're going to do that spin-off from Daria. They have also picked up the reboot of Ren and Stimpy. Yeah.
Okay.
Ren and Stimpy's coming back. Not with the original creator, though, because he's going through some sexual harassment allegations. So this is a whole new team running this.
Well, then it's not going to have the old Spunko charm, but that's
they're
fine.
bringing over artists from Nickelodeon and everything, where the show originated at. So it's going to have some of the artists and stuff like that still.
Thank you for the bits, Cross.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was waiting for Barbosa to show up, and I was gonna turn the hat around, but no Barbosa tonight on the chat.
No Barbosa.
And then we got Courtney Cox has signed on for Scream 3.
Okay.
So that's big for me being a Scream fan. Happy to see more original cast coming to it.
Scream 3?
Yeah, or not? Did I say Scream 3?
Yes.
I meant 5.
Okay.
I think what happened is when I typed 3 and it screwed me up.
Okay.
Yeah, Scream 5. She signed on for Scream 5, which I'm very excited for.
Okay.
And then we've got XFL was purchased. McMahon's done with it, I guess. It got fucked over by COVID and couldn't do its final couple games. They lost a lot of money. They had to file bankruptcy protection and lay off practically everyone at the company. The Rock has now bought it at a reported price of $15 million. And let's see. The XFL had 8 franchises and played 5 games out of the planned 10 before having to cancel everything. Drew decent TV ratings early on and had deals with ESPN and Fox. Then it had to suspend operations and lay off employees in April and file bankruptcy on April 13th. So yeah, even Fox and ESPN were signing deals for it. It was doing well enough. A lot of people are behind the Rock on this, saying if anyone's going to make XFL successful, it's going to be this dude.
That works. I'm just glad that it's still in production, just because some people don't like the NFL but like football. But very few.
To be fair, NFL's had done some shady shit.
Yeah.
So, last 2 things here. AEW last night we started with a 12-man tag team match, which was fucking craziness, awesomeness, lots of fun. We moved on to a couple other things, including a debate between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho, where you already spoiled it. Eric Bischoff showed up as the mediator. First time he's been back on TNT in 20 years. So, big stuff.
I'm back.
I wish he had the rights to play that. That would have been perfect. Could you imagine he yells, Eric, and then the song starts as he's saying Bischoff? That would have been perfect. What do you mean every company has had a share of shady shit? And that's a big... Well, yeah, I mean, every company, you're right, for the most part, every company has. I'm just saying there's reasons why people don't, and I understand. It was more my point.
Yeah.
And then my last thing, there's going to be another biopic for another musician. Vanilla Ice.
Doom, 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 doom.
And Dave Franco is going to play him.
Now, hold on.
It's a weirdly perfect casting. I see it. The instant they said it, I was like, holy crap, Dave Franco looks like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I just thought about it.
So, I'm kind of excited to see that, and I'm wondering how far into Vanilla Ice's life they're going to go. Like, are we going to see his movie?
We're going to have to. Like, it is, if it's a full biopic, we're going to have to see it.
So, what was his movie called?
Cooler Than Ice.
Was that it?
It was some pun.
It wasn't good.
It was not good.
There is a riff tracks of it.
Or
if it's either riff tracks or it's Mr. I think it's riff tracks though.
Okay, whatever. I would love to see it.
So, but yeah, that's the end of my news. So.
Okay, that's the end of everything I've got. Gonna quickly do our little sponsor spot. Be sure to check out Geek Grind right above me.
Let's get there. There we go.
Go and grab Geek Grind, grab you some good coffee. Over behind Quincey, there's a humble partner. There's going to be some links down in the description. Get you some games for cheap, as well as help me put some money toward this to make it look a little bit more clean.
And we're getting the streams up. He's doing some videos supporting that humble. Gets more games and more.
I don't need more games.
But he does, because
I don't need more games.
It's going to get him more games. It's going to give us more money so that we can get better things set up.
Yes.
But furthermore, we never know, it may get us some good editing software or something.
It could help us.
So, also make sure to check out our Patreon. There's currently nothing there, but we are going to start moving the archived episodes over.
Yeah. What game do you want? I have pages.
You're holding them hostage.
Yeah.
And then make sure to follow us each on our Twitters, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
The Twitter is The Real Ugly Mugs. I do believe the Instagram is just The Ugly Mugs. And as always, if there's anything to reach out for us about, you can reach out to us there and at our email, theUglyMugsPodcast@gmail.com. And tonight's pun. Take the bitter with the sweet.
That was very light compared to it being an actual pun. That was very light.
You normally yell at me about how terrible they are. I go light, and now you're criticizing me.
I'm too tired.
Yeah, you started to burn out. I noticed.
Yeah, I'm starting to fade.
So
I got an
that's our
energy
show.
drink. I gotta drink that energy drink with the rest of this tea.
That's our show, everybody. Thanks. Have a good night.
Have a good night.